Easy, don't nose over too hard. Well, you know what? I am in Sky 2. We're right over LAX. It has been a hassle to get here. There's the pursuit right there. Dangerous, serious situation. A lot of traffic. Anybody that drives out here in Los Angeles is going to know that. Westbound 105 just coming up on Sepulveda right now. We're going to move Sky 2 as close as we can to this. As now we're just getting clearance, so we're going to be working our way over there. It's a pretty, they're never just a cut and dry type of deal. This is pretty unusual. We're hearing that it's a female driver, and apparently it's all started at a federal building. They're not saying the federal building in the downtown, in the West LA area, but it started in the federal building. Apparently, the driver of that vehicle driving erratically in the parking lot. They have law enforcement on that building, on that property. They witnessed it, they saw it, they tried to stop it, handed it off to the LAPD. They got onto the freeway, and then California Highway Patrol took it over. Now they have 2 helicopters over above it right now. They have 1 from the California Highway Patrol, and they also have LAPD watching this right now. His car has made its way from the 405 onto the 105. This is the first time we're seeing less traffic, but California Highway Patrol still right behind it. This chase continuing. Looks like we're going to be getting off the freeway out here. But it's been going on, getting off at Sepulveda, so it's been going on for probably a good 30 minutes or so. This vehicle not stopping, heavy traffic earlier on, and very erratic driving. Well, you know, we don't know the exact one. Apparently, erratic driving. She was inside on the property of one of the federal buildings in the West LA area and the parking lot, as we understand it, just driving erratically, driving a little crazy. That got the attention of the law enforcement that is out there. Don't really know if it's FBI or the Sheriff's Department or state police, but they do have law enforcement that patrols those areas, and they originally tried to stop her. She ran. The LAPD, West LA Division, got involved, but then she got right onto the freeway, and that's when the California Highway Patrol started chasing her. It made its way down the 405, down over here to the LAX area, working our way on Sepulveda right now. We got some pretty good, we got to look inside her. It looks like she's got her hand out the window. The original one, it's kind of sketchy, but you know, if they get behind you and they got their lights and sirens on, they want you to stop. If you don't, that becomes the problem, and that's what we've been seeing. Right now, though, light traffic as we're working our way southbound on Sepulveda, but earlier on, it was a much different scene. It does seem like her driving is calmed down a little bit. That's probably the best description. Hard U-turn right there, and you can see the California Highway Patrol right behind him. Now we're going to be making our way northbound on Sepulveda, heading back towards the LAX area. That's the California Highway Patrol helicopter. Right now, though, it's failure to yield, and the original want, erratic driving. Yeah, she has. You know, I don't. Oh, good. You know, I don't know if she's got her hand out to block her. You know, maybe she thinks that the news helicopters are looking at her. Can't imagine that that would be her concern right now, but it almost looks like she's trying to block her face. That's the type of driving we were seeing just glimpses of earlier on the freeway, making this so dangerous, weaving in and out, cutting off other cars. Now we're continuing northbound on Sepulveda, making our way up. There we go, not changing our mind here. It looks like we're pulling into a parking lot area. California Highway Patrol, though, number of officers right behind her. Well, you know, like we heard it earlier on, high speeds, using the emergency lane, things like that on the freeway. It does appear that she did just run a red light, maybe. So. It, oh yeah, and she did run. She did run a red light right there, and you can see California Highway Patrol. They've at these slower speeds with no cars on the roadway or less cars on the roadway, they might be able to do something like a pit maneuver, try to bring this to an end. But they haven't really made that attempt. Making another turn northbound. We're going to get you the street here in just a second. Making our way back to the 105. I know there's no on-ramp right coming up, but she did seem to favor freeways earlier on. Wonder if she's going to be getting back onto one. Oh. Up there she goes. She's on Imperial. Oh yeah, I was actually, yeah, right next to LAX, right by the 105. She actually cut across some another parking lot right there to get onto Imperial. Eastbound Imperial right now, and now we're going to be driving a southbound again on Douglas. And these are industrial areas right here, a lot of aircraft and bigger type of corporations in this area. But you can see California Highway Patrol getting a little bit closer. But when they get up to those red lights that she just ran another, they have to slow down. They have to make sure it's safe. But basically southbound on Douglas right now, wide streets, industrial area, and let's keep an eye on that one officer right there. Something might be going on, not really sure, but if she keeps up the higher speeds, definitely they're not going to make that attempt to bring this to an end. Yeah, Here comes El Segundo. El Segundo. We're coming up on El Segundo right here. She's kind of boxed in, and we've seen this earlier on, and we've seen her kind of push her way through there. You can see other cars out there seeing the lights and sirens, actually making that move, trying to get out of the way for the officers and actually creating a hole so she can get around. Looks like we're making a westbound turn here on El Segundo, keeping on. And going to be heading back towards Sepulveda. Don't know if it's going to start making these blocks out here. The California Highway Patrol there again, getting right up close to them. They got the helicopter overhead. Everybody kind of busy down there, all that law enforcement right now. The vehicle slowing down, major intersection right there, and doing another big U-turn. And there we go. And almost changed her mind there. Looked like she was going to just keep making circles out there. California Highway Patrol coming up really close. Now we're doing some nutty stuff. Driving across. Now we're on the wrong way. On the wrong way. On El Segundo, California Highway Patrol, they're going to follow, but they're going to use lights and sirens. She doesn't have any right now, though. Looks like she's lucky with the traffic. But as she's coming back up to Douglas here, it looks like we're just going to see more officers out there actually blocking traffic, making another turn right there, and back onto Douglas right now. But a maneuver like that, that's going to get the California Highway Patrol's attention. They might want to bring this to an end even quicker now. Well, we know for a fact we've listened. We've talked with a lot of great people from California Highway Patrol, their officers. You know, they've been talking about that their concern is safety, and that is their biggest concern. And when they have a person like this who's fleeing, evading is one of the words they like to use, they are concerned about the other people in the area. They're concerned about people that are not involved in this chase. And every time she blows through those stop signs, like she did right there again, she is endangering other people that are just going about their day. And that is the problem. That is what every law enforcement is worried about. In this case, it's going to be California Highway Patrol. We're going against traffic again right there, wrong side of the road, very, very dangerous. And we are definitely established in, we're making a turn on Rosecrans right now. I'm trying to figure out if we're going eastbound or westbound. We're going to be going eastbound on Rosecrans. So we're going to be approaching the Hawthorne area. Approaching Aviation. You know, they won't make that move with other cars in the area. Back onto Aviation, right? They're talking about right turn. So we're going to be heading southbound down Aviation right now from Rosecrans. The Hawthorne area right now. California Highway Patrol right there behind them. Unusual behavior for sure. I don't know exactly what's going on inside that car. That one hand continually out the window. I don't know if she's trying to signal the officers or if she's trying to wave people away, but this continues on now. Southbound Aviation, California Highway Patrol right behind them. We're approaching Marine right now. It looks like she's going to get squeezed out. She might be able to go. Nope, we're going to be turning on Marine. And westbound on Marine from Aviation. California Highway Patrol right there. But the speed's just not in that area where they'd like it to be to try to bring this to an end. You know, no, she hasn't. And you know, another thing too is a lot of times with a vehicle, they'll run the license plate. We don't think that this car is stolen, so they'll get an idea where this person lives. We haven't heard any of that this afternoon, so that's kind of interesting also. I'm hearing that they're talking about the officers backing off. I'm not sure if they're talking about the Hawthorne PD in the area. California Highway Patrol, they're right there. They're still behind them. Helicopter's still overhead. We're continuing on Marine. I think, I'm not 100% out here, but I know Sepulveda's coming up, and I think Marine turns into a residential street as we cross Sepulveda. But again, every time we get on these majors, she seems to make those turns, so we'll keep an eye on that. Here we are approaching Sepulveda, and that one California Highway Patrol getting very, very close as we're approaching Sepulveda Boulevard. No. We basically, we're still in the Hawthorne area. I think we're going to be, I'm looking out the window, northbound on Sepulveda, heading back towards the LAX area from Marine. California Highway Patrol, I think they're waiting for that opportunity, that moment where they can make that move. Looks like we're going to be jumping another over center divider turn right there. Now we're making southbound on Sepulveda. You can see another California Highway Patrol vehicle right there. At least she's going the right way on traffic right now. We saw some of those other law enforcement vehicles in the area. We're Manhattan Beach, really kind of right in the area. Again, wrong side of the road just for a second. Basically just making these crazy U-turns out here on Sepulveda. There we go, there we go. California Highway Patrol getting a little aggressive. There it is. Excellent spot too. Is right at the entranceway of a mall. Working with my pilot, Tim, this afternoon, as we spin around as well. But let's look like she is out of the vehicle, or, nope, they're making contact with her right there. Still inside the vehicle. That one officer, not playing around, got that weapon out, pointing it at her right there as she's basically still sitting in the car after this car spun around. Hands out of the window right now. But you know, she didn't stop earlier. She's very confrontational. Yep, the door is opening. That's a good sign. Yeah, it's a very bizarre scene indeed. This person obviously having some sort of issues earlier on and creating this situation for herself. As you said earlier on, luckily nobody was injured in this. It was a perfect pit maneuver there, and it was, you saw it, there was nobody around, no other vehicles, no pedestrians. Right now, though, continuing with that hand waving that she seems to love to do so much. Cuffs not yet on her. As I say that, there they go. Officially now she is in custody. What this all was or how this all started, maybe we'll find out, but thank goodness nobody was injured in this, and a perfect pit maneuver by the California Highway Patrol at that optimal moment where nobody was injured, and even not the driver of that car. I'll make every effort. You know I will. Well, I was just going to say, we'll get that exact area right there, but it's off of Sepulveda, and if we might be right at Manhattan Beach, but it does look like it's some sort of business park area where they did do that when she tried to pull in off of Sepulveda. We're very, very close, or we're between Rosecrans and Marine off of Sepulveda, and right now she's still not actually in that vehicle, but she definitely is in custody. We did see the handcuffs go on her, and now they're just actually setting up the car. They probably weren't expecting that, putting her actually in the front seat. So we'll see what this was all about. Again, started, as you said, shouting threats, driving erratically in the parking lot, and then onto a pursuit that started in the Westwood area, ending down here in the Manhattan Beach area.